But you know as well as I know, because on your platform, you address cultural issues all the time.
Mhm.
In
Yeah,
particular, you've become noteworthy for talking about Candace Owens and,
I have.
pointing out her asinine, diabolical, and demonic behavior. I say to you, continue to do so. But there's more that you talk about. There's more that you can talk about. There's more issues to address. But it seems as if the algorithm has a way of picking that up. But if you start talking about Israel and Iran and let's say this, the nuclear family, it seems like the algorithm doesn't want that.
So Pastor John, thank you for bringing that up, because I've been on a tear lately. I've been married for 24 years. It'll be 25. Prayerfully, my wife will renew my contract another. I'm like, girl, don't nobody want me. Just gonna give me a lifelong extension, girls. Look, come on. But I'll be married 25 years next year, and we have 2 daughters. And something hit me a couple weeks ago, and I was like, man, do you realize how many problems in Black community would be solved if we made marriage great again? If we really pushed for this Ray and Shaniqua, y'all figure it out. We'll walk alongside you. We'll walk alongside you, but y'all get together. Y'all got together enough to get this kid or have these kids. Y'all going to make it a marriage and work it out and tough it out for the sake of the children. And I thought about it. I was like, there's so many problems that we fight for. Because Pastor John, I know you fight viciously against the deletion of babies in the womb.
That's right. That's right.
But you do realize if we stopped the hookup culture, abortion would go down like a lead balloon, because it ain't us that's doing it. It's not the married folk that are doing it.
True.
It's the unmarried folk that ain't got no business doing it.
True.
So if we made marriage great again, we would see a reduction in abortion, because I believe I'd speak for you. We don't want any child munched up in his mother's womb. No child that should not happen. So if we get people married, guess what? And stop the hookup culture, that would go down. Do you know how many other issues would probably go down significantly if little Black boys had a Black dad in the house?
Yes.
Like, I'm like, I really hate to say it, but I think maybe 65-70% of our problems could be solved if we just got people back together again. I'm not saying that everybody's marriage is perfect. I'm not saying that everybody doesn't have issues, because if you've been married for 8 minutes and 35 seconds, you've had issues, right? But toughing it out in marriage and showing children how it's done. My girls love seeing me and my wife figure it out.
Yes, right.
And they laugh about it, and they're like, oh, well, me and my husband, we're going to do this. I said, good. I'm glad that you said that. Me and my husband, we are going to do that. I love that. You didn't say me and my kids are going to try to figure out how to get on Section 8. Me and my kid, no. I'm talking about 16-year-old, well, rising 16-year-old. And when she drives to school every day, we're just talking and listen to how they're processing this. I'm like, that's because I'm in this house. Now, God, you have blessed them to open up their eyes to benefit from it and see it. Like, oh, my dad is in the house. And they have friends who dad is not in the house, and they understand it. But to my point, and to dovetail with what you were saying, Pastor John, there's so much that can be done if we just got people married. So it doesn't hit the algorithm right. And somehow or another, YouTube just seemed to turn a blind eye when I go on a tirade about how to make marriage great again and figuring it out within our church communities. Get these young men together and figure it out. Like the brothers from the church, get with these young men and help them understand that marriage is the right way to go. And the same thing with the sisters and our wives, helping them out. And so, the algorithm doesn't, honor that. The algorithm isn't like promoting that. And that's just what it is. But that doesn't mean it's not true. To the point, if God sees fit, then it'll hit the algorithm and go off like a hot rocket. Otherwise, 5-6 people hear about it and they'll try to make it work.
It's insane, Jason, as we look at the algorithm and what happens. The algorithm forces you to talk about specific things that it thinks that you as a content creator should talk about.
Fair enough.
All right.
No, you're
and then for some people's accounts who may not be as straight-laced as me and you, who may not be as, given to the word of God like me and you.
Yeah, absolutely.
They can get up there and talk about green beans and ham and potted meat and spam, and it gets 300,000 views.
Wow.
All right. They can talk about any topic from top to bottom and the algorithm responds. But it's as if the algorithm knows that, hey, man, these people are they're going to use too much Christianese, right? It's going to be too much of Genesis to Revelation. So therefore, we have to keep them in a certain box. Do you see that as well?
I do. One of the things I started doing, because as you mentioned, I had been doing a lot of work on Candace Owens, and anybody who's done a lot of work on Candace Owens will probably admit it's a truism. She's toxic. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how dialed in you are. It doesn't matter how much you pray like Spurgeon before you get your day started. She's toxic, and it does start wearing on you as the content creator. So what I did was I started saying, hey, a lot of people know what Candace says, and then they disagree with Candace, but a lot of people don't know what Charlie Kirk actually said. They got people up in their feelings. So we started about 3 weeks ago, Pastor John, doing reviews of Charlie Kirk's debates and his Q&As and stuff like that. And it's been a really good opportunity to hear. A lot of people said, I never heard them. It's funny. They're out here fighting about TPUSA and Erica and Candace and blah, blah, blah. I mean, fist to cuff, but they never actually heard what Charlie Kirk said about whether or not all black women, I'm sorry, what is it? Black women are DEI hires, however the narrative was. And I'm like, we watched the video, and there's so many people are like, that's not what I was told. Right. I was told he said this about all black women. I said he said this about all races. Here's a funny thing. I got this video of Charlie Kirk, and he was the one that kind of got me queued up about wouldn't the black community be better if black dads were in the household? Okay. He was saying this at a college event, and it was a little white girl who was arguing against black men being in the home. I said, wait, hold on, y'all. Wait, hold on. I thought Charlie Kirk was the racist, y'all. Right? Charlie Kirk is defending me and you, Pastor John. He's saying, no, Jason. He's saying, no, Pastor John. They need to be in the homes with their kids, raising the kids and helping the kids grow. The girl trying to come up with every excuse under the sun for us not to be in the house. And I'm like, wait, but Charlie Kirk's the racist, though, y'all. Charlie is the racist. And everybody was like, I never heard this before. So in order to kind of mix it up, and though the algorithm doesn't give it the love that I think it should get, I still find it very fruitful to look at Charlie Kirk's debates, because to the young lady that was on your show earlier, I believe that all of us voting public need to be able to argue the cases that we believe are important. Right. I can't look at you and say, let me hire Pastor John to be my representative, or Pastor John to be my council member, and he's going to take care of it. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the JWhit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment, because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.